There was no easy way breaking into an industry as big as this. So in the university, while others were picking up softwares like AutoCAD and all, I just kept picking up sound softwares. My name is Tolu Obanro. I'm a film composer. I try to help elevate the scenes in movies with my creative sound input and, tell the story behind the story using sound. And this is my founder story. I didn't know I was going to end up being one of these people that make sounds for movies. It started off like as a hobby. I think I started playing piano at like 10, 11 when I was just run out of my house to my cousin's house and, try my hands on like one or two things. And it grew at 13, 14. I started seeing like, I love the sound of this. At 14, 15, I started playing in church. Like that. And then in the university, while others were picking up softwares like AutoCAD and all, I just kept picking up sound software. My inspirations, I can say they are level related. My first inspiration was myself. I was in school and I just thought, I play piano in like a very big church and I just thought I could do more. When they say, I read this particular thing, I'm like, I can so read books, but I don't think they understand my path to life. I don't think they came through. So that first level was me, myself. I was ready to not be on the same level. Then next was into production. Was first a hobby. It was something I loved to do to get away from all the troubles I was having. I mean, all these teenage troubles, seeing people do things that I didn't want to do, see people go out the way I didn't want to. So I became a nerd of myself into my sound softwares and all that. Then at the level of production, there was a song I did. I was very young. There was a song I did in 2012. It was for Femi Flame about Adani Magbagbe. Ambassador Wale just called me and he was seated with his friends. When Ambassador Wale sits with friends, they are all music gurus. And he just called me and like, Omotimo Soni. And one of them was just like, can't remember, I think it was a guitarist. I've forgotten his name. I was like, Wale says you know what you are doing. And that was a key point for me. I had my geology on my mind that after I do all these things, training finish, let me go and carry my pali and become a Chevron boy. But when the friend said, Wale said you know what you are doing. Because at that point, I didn't want to make normal sound. Then inspiration to making movies, I think the first was, there are different types of inspiration. The first was not really Sakpa, but an ambition to have more. I was tired of just producing songs, and just you hear your songs in churches play and you're excited. And I felt like, okay, you can also be global while doing this. I've done a lot of movies. King of Boys, I was part of it. Prophetess, I was part of it. A lot of all that. But my first major project, the first major project I handled alone was just King of Thieves, I guess you call it. And from then till now, I've not had a month free. I don't think I have 2 weeks free. My creative process composing music for films and music for music is slightly different. So one, like I always say, music as music is not as intense and it is not the same as music for films. Now let me just say, this music for music is majorly commercial most times. I mean, I'm not talking about being gospel or being, it's all commercial. Commercial in the sense that I'm not talking about sales, but you are trying to present it to an audience to like receive it, to understand it, to enjoy it. That's a major difference. But for films, you want to interpret that scene so that even when the viewers are not watching, maybe they just like look away for a minute, the sound they are hearing, like if you hear grrr, that's danger. Now you have to like get the motive of that particular scene, what you are going for, and then that's a major difference, and that's it. My favorite project, if I'm to pick a favorite project, Everybody will expect me to pick Jagun Jagun because, of course, it's the most popular, and I understand it. But my favorite project so far is House of Secrets and Gangs of Lagos, and I'll tell you why. Gangs of Lagos for me was intense. Then I had the freedom to do a lot. What I mean by freedom to do a lot is I had like an orchestra of percussions. Do you know what that means? I had like 20 people just play drums. I had them in a hall. There was the budget to do all that. There was the budget to just say, this is what I want and get it done. This is what I want and get it done. So it helped me really expand. When we're talking about the Igbo guy, I already thought of Oja, and the approval was fast. It was like a big budget thing that I can just we need to do this, and then the producer, of course, Jade Osiberu, then we are doing it. She never really stood in the way of creative process. She understood it, and then if you go and listen to the sound, I think that's one of the best sounds that Nigeria has ever had. I hope we make more through me or through different people just to project this country as not a low life in terms of films. Then my second favorite is House of Secrets. I have nothing to say. Just go and watch that movie. You will see what I'm saying. The sound complements the picture, the cuts between the old and the new, the cut between the past and the present, the description of insanity using sounds, description of love using sound, and I had the opportunity to remake Eji Owuro, like it's crazy. House of Secrets. Key tools and technology. Of course, there's so much out there that people can fall on, but I started with as low as Fruity Loop 3, and I've gone through many softwares in my life. The only one I didn't stay so long on was Pro Tools, and it's become vital. I've also fallen back to it now, but I don't know the music software you want to tell me about that I've not used before resulting to the ones I use now. And then I use a lot of human too, if there's anything like that. I talk to people that I know can interpret whatever I want to do. Most times, for example, I can play my strings the way I want it, play it, but because I want it to sound so real, and I can also bring a violinist to play what I've played, replay it, and even make it better. So I do a lot of that. And technology, DAWs are out there. Lay your hands on one and then just start to do your research. You find out that there's nothing you can do with sound if you have the foundation. The challenges I've faced in this industry, and I'll be able to overcome them. This thing that they say that when you love the life you are living, you will remember the one you lived. I really don't remember any major challenge right now, but let me think about one. I think one, I don't remember. Sincerely, I'm not trying to be naughty. I do not remember kilometry. But let me talk about the major challenges the industry faces generally in terms of sound. Me, I don't think I've seen a lot of that, but I hear about them. One is budget. You want to make magic, you want to do a lot of things, but because the budget is limited, you are not able to do it. I'm lucky to be able to work with producers that don't mice when it comes to budget. They all want the best. Shout out to Funke Akindele, shout out to Jade Osiberu. Shout out to Niyi Akimolayan. He does not stop. Shout out to, name them. Everybody that you have seen me work with have never really said I can't pay for this. But a major challenge to sound in this country, aside the technical part, especially recording on set and part of audio production of dialogues, is budget. I'm sure if post-production really has the kind of budget that it deserves, it will really produce more. For example, maybe post-production audio should be 15 to 20% of your budget for a movie. So if you're budgeting a 500 million for a movie and you're able to put a 50 million for sound, then you expect nothing but the best. If it means the Adire in the whole movie, majorly budget.
I've ever thought of giving up. No, I've never really thought of it. I've only thought of like trying something different. At every time in life, you will definitely like hit a stumbling block. I'm not a motivational speaker. In fact, I don't do aspire at all. But every year I call my close guys, the people that are close to me. We leave our houses and just go to a field, and we start to talk about how last year was and how we want to improve on it. I definitely have mentors. Now, Mr. Kenny is my mentor, and Uchina is my super. She's not just my mentor; she's my best friend. You know that you can be stuck, you can have problems. I have money problems. I don't think I can have money problems with the kind of mentors I have, because they will always have my back. So all I need to do is to just think to better my own life, because at that point in time I can call them and like, if I would say, oh yeah bro, okay, maybe you should take a flight to Abuja first, go and relax and think, send you money there, they send the flight, they send everything. So it really gives me like, you must have a mentor. If you don't want a mentor that will mentor you, my mentors are not even musicians, but they are life mentors. So if they are not even sitting me down to tell you can make your music like this, you can make it like this, they are there to tell you can do your business this way. Where you are stuck, you can actually think this way. This is how to do things. Don't have just one source of income. Don't do this, that. You people that everybody sees as aspire to Maguire, those ones won't tell you aspire to Maguire. They themselves are like very perfect examples for you to like. So there's never been a time that I'm stuck somewhere. Yeah, I can be like stuck for like a while, but I'm not thinking in my mind. I know I'm not stuck for a long time, so I'm constantly looking for how to get out of it. So even right now I don't remember being stuck. Advice to give to people who want to break into any industry at all, especially when it comes to sound and music. You have to be hardworking. This month, I don't think there's a day that I've slept for 5 hours in this month, and this is 27. Yeah, in this month, I don't think there's a day that I've slept for straight 4 hours, and there'll be time that I'll be able to sleep for a whole week. So when it's time to be hardworking, be hardworking. Then 2, do not say they are using you. You must be used. If you are not useful, you will not be used. But make sure you are being used in the good way. While you are being used, be learning. While you are being used, don't complain. While you are being used, be humble. Let me quickly say this. Normally, I get a lot of let's come and interview you, and like, ask what? I don't understand. But I get a lot of interviews that I decline. But I personally sent a message to Founder Story because I really love the storytelling. I love the way they try to inspire people. If you call it an NGO, it is an NGO because they just want to tell stories and inspire others. So I've been looking for that right avenue that is not a news thing. It's a place where people go to listen to people and probably have tears in their eyes, motivated to do what they want to do with their life, to pick up something. So I just sent a message to the founder of Founder Story that, please, Founder Story, I want to share my story. I also want to be on your page to inspire young ones, to inspire people. I get a lot of DMs, people want to be interns, and some of them, like somebody I told you, you are way above being an intern with me. You are very good. I'll offer you like a scene to do. I'll give you additional music. I hope you know how to ride on that to get jobs for yourself. Like people are out there that needs this inspiration. So I just found like the right platform to share my story, which is not even enough. I hope they come back in to get part 2 from me. This one is just very short because time today. Founder Story is a unison platform. It's not we are saying news today, we are following people that are shooting tomorrow. It's about people that have made it from what they do, and that's why I chose the platform. So follow Founder Story on IG, on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere to get inspired. If you no cry at people's stories, motivated to go and start your own story, coming back.